Throughout most of YouTube's history, there have existed channels dedicated to the education and exploration of different facts and topics. Channels like these include Vsauce, Life Noggin, and the subject of this video, LEMMiNO. The channel is run by David, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
David Wangstedt.
To create the content that LEMMiNO does would require you to have a plethora of different skills, and as such, LEMMiNO is an editor, graphic designer, musician, animator, artist, and even at one point tried out game design. And with these skills, he spends a great extent of time on his different projects. Because of this, he only uploads every 2 weeks to a month. Though, as the saying goes, good things come to those who wait, and this couldn't be more true regarding LEMMiNO's content. LEMMiNO makes some of the most interesting and unique top 10s and mini documentaries I've ever seen on YouTube. Regardless of how old one of his videos are, they all still seem to retain a noticeable amount of effort. With that, let's take a look at the history and character of LEMMiNO to try to find out what exactly it is that makes him so special. Born on April 25th, 1993, LEMMiNO grew up in and is still located in Sweden. Fun fact, LEMMiNO is actually currently the largest channel located in Sweden. Originally being born in Gothenburg, he soon after moved to a city named Tjörn, where he lived with his parents for a few years. Around the age of 4, his parents got a divorce, and because of that he moved once again, but this time to a city named Stenungsund, where he's lived ever since. For a good amount of his life, LEMMiNO has been quite interested in anything related to computers. For 3 years, he went to school studying computer science. Before YouTube became a career for him, the only job that he had that technically involved computers was working in tech support, though he did mention having a few other jobs before then. The first channel ever known to be created by LEMMiNO was under the name Animated Drawer. While it's not known for sure when exactly the channel was created, we do know that it was started pretty early in YouTube's life, going all the way back to early 2008. Not much is known about the channel in general, such as how many views he got, how many subscribers he had, how many videos he had, or even why it was deleted in the first place. Which, yes, the channel was at one point deleted ambiguously. All we really know about the deletion is that he wanted to take things more seriously. In the video Top 10 Facts LEMMiNO, he discusses the channel, stating that it was the starting place for everything he does today, making random skits with his friends, showcasing art, and even making music under the name The No Ranking. Why he chose that name is also unknown, but that's to be expected considering the obscure nature of his early years on YouTube. Throughout the time LEMMiNO has been on YouTube, he's tried out many different channel concepts and video ideas. On December 23rd, 2010, he created a channel by the name Mega Movie Mistakes. For this channel, he would review different movies in order to point out many of their flaws, if the channel name didn't make that clear on its own. On the channel, he wrote, "Have you ever seen a mistake in a movie before? Something that's not supposed to be there? In one scene it's there and in the next it's not? Chances are that you have. I have noticed that I have a tendency to find these mistakes, even if I want to or not." He goes on, but at the end he credits the members at moviemistakes.com for playing a part in helping him find mistakes for his videos. It seems as though LEMMiNO actually took a lot of inspiration from the site, as his name is identical, excluding the Mega. If you noticed similarities to CinemaSins, that's because the channel was actually pretty similar, though CinemaSins wasn't created until 2 years later. In fact, LEMMiNO himself made this direct comparison. When the channel did exist, it was doing extremely well, with it getting over 1 million views at one point. How many videos he had is a mystery, but the last recorded amount of subscribers he had was a bit over 3,000, but chances are he ended up with well above that. Though sadly, the channel was terminated due to multiple different copyright strikes. This is due to LEMMiNO being much more ignorant about copyright laws than he is now. Supposedly, he must have shown too much of some of the movies he reviewed. If the channel were to have continued, it may have essentially replaced CinemaSins, having even more subscribers than they do now. That's simply speculation, but we truly don't know how far the channel would have gone. As previously mentioned, LEMMiNO used to make music under the name The No Ranking. After abandoning the channel known as Animated Drawer, where he uploaded said music and other content, He waited a few years before continuing his career in music. It took some time, but finally on July 2nd, 2011, he started a channel that's sole purpose was dedicated to the creation and publication of the music he creates. This channel is known as, and has always been known as, LEMMiNO Music. This marks the first real time he ever used the name LEMMiNO. Of course now that's the only name he ever uses, but at the time it was something new. From its creation, the only thing that has ever been uploaded to the channel is music. In fact, the music you're hearing right now is one of his songs. At the time he created the channel, he had a lot more passion for his music, and as such was flooding the uploads on his other channel with just that. This caused him to branch off and make this new channel. Sadly, it's been over 3 years since his last upload, and news of more songs hasn't been released. Though there is a chance he may come back to music or may even be working on some sort of music-related project, as of now, the channel remains dead. The last few videos that were uploaded to the channel were songs from his album Nova. The most popular song, named Infinity, has around 1.8 million views. The channel has a total of 56 songs on it, 6 of them being from his album and the rest of which are all singles. In total, the channel has around 70,000 subscribers and continues to gain subscribers to this day. His music is also uploaded to SoundCloud and Bandcamp, which, funny enough, I actually found a song named Cooperation, theme song for Mega Movie Mistakes. So of all things, it's interesting to learn that he actually had a theme song for the now terminated channel. Amazingly enough, LEMMiNO has actually sang some of the lyrics for a fair amount of his songs. While most of them don't have lyrics, the ones that do are oftentimes sung by him. Later that year, about 6 months after the creation of LEMMiNO Music, he thought it was a good idea to make a 4th channel. On December 16th, 2011, he created a channel by the name Mega Compilations. Considering the fact that he still had the channel Mega Movie Mistakes at the time, it seems as though he wanted to continue using the name Mega. Once again, the name makes the contents of the channel extremely obvious. On the channel, all he did was upload compilation videos. Only 4 in total are still up to this day. For LEMMiNO, this was the perfect time to start creating these compilations, as the trend was just starting to blow up on YouTube. Because of this, the few videos that he did upload accumulated close to 10 million views, the most popular of which has 4.7 million views. There was only one single video that had under a million, which was his Funny News Moments compilation video. Every video he uploaded has part 1 in the title, meaning he had planned to do many more of these compilations. What stopped him was, once again, copyright. He still hadn't gotten the idea that he wasn't technically allowed to use other people's content. So when he began to get copyright complaints, he decided to discontinue the content in fear of his channel once again being terminated. Overall, the channel ended up with 22,000 subscribers. Considering the content he makes these days, I'm glad he wasn't able to continue. Probably the most fascinatingly obscure thing I've come across while researching this video is a channel named The Frog Punch. While I can't confirm that it was directly owned by or created by LEMMiNO, I can confirm undoubtedly that he played a part in the creation of almost every single video that exists on the channel. Though most of the time he's speaking in what I would assume is Swedish, you can distinctly hear him in a few of the videos. The channel was created on February 4th, 2012. Almost all of the videos were skits that were made by him and his friends, some of them being super confusing and others being quite funny. None of them are very long. The quality of the videos certainly went up as the channel went on, some of them being pretty well produced. Before they quit, the channel ended up with 7 different videos, all of them being skits excluding one. While they did get a few hundred views per video, they only ended up with 16 subscribers. So why don't we make that 17? It's interesting to think that the channel that we now know as LEMMiNO was created 11 days after the Frog Punch. Starting on February 15th, 2012, Top 10 Memes was born. In LEMMiNO's tradition of naming channels after the content, the channel was originally dedicated to top 10 videos about rage comics, which combine different memes and texts to create a semi-animated comic in a video format. These would go up weekly, going over the top 10 rage comics of that week. He made a grand total of 32 different rage comic videos, before ending them with the last episode on September 17th, 2014. Before ending the series, he started a second series to go along with the rage comics. The series was known simply as Creepypasta. As basic as it is, the series consisted of him reading different creepypasta stories he found online. Though it didn't seem to fit the channel, it fit him as a person, as his voice works incredibly well when reading the stories. The audio itself was typically accompanied by a still image, oftentimes one that he made himself. Though sometimes, like in the first episode, he would have animated 3D models to complement the story. The series itself only lasted 7 months, starting on March 29th and ending on September 29th of 2013. Not long after the creation of his Creepypasta series, he made a video that would later change everything for him. Top 10 Facts, Memes, was uploaded on June 18th, 2013, and marks the beginning of his long-running series, Top 10 Facts. With the success of said video, he decided to make more Top 10 Fact videos, covering things like companies, sports, video games, the weather, TV shows, history, and just about anything else. He also has an annual series discussing the top 10 facts of that year. Some of his top 10 videos even got sequels, like the entire 7 videos he made on space, or the 3 different videos he made on random facts. This guarantees that there will at least be something that you have an interest in. It took some time, but eventually, top 10 fact videos were all that he did, and he continues the series to this day. Keep in mind, his username at the time was still just Top 10 Memes, yet he was covering literally anything and everything else besides memes. Considering the fact that the name simply didn't fit the channel, LEMMiNO proposed the idea of changing his name to his fans. With much support, in December of 2015, the name was officially changed to LEMMiNO. In his 2 million subscriber special, he discusses the name change, stating that he would have changed the name to something like Top 10 Facts, but decided not to as he planned on making other content than just Top 10 videos. This was a great move for many reasons, mostly that it broke the mold of naming channels after the content he made. The actual name itself, LEMMiNO, comes from the words "let me know," so the name is what's known as a phonetic amalgamation. It combines the words of a sentence into its own word, but the name actually comes from the full phrase, "let me know in the comments below," which is a common phrase used by YouTubers alike. If you go to his channel, you can find that the URL still says Top 10 Memes. Obviously, there isn't much that can be done about it, as on YouTube, you're only allowed to change the custom URL once. Along with the name change, LEMMiNO also went back to many of his older videos and remade the thumbnails they had. To get an idea of what his thumbnails used to look like, he still has a video that retains its original thumbnail. The video at hand is The Origin of Memes. Going back to his 2 million subscriber special, he mentioned that he had been working on something other than top 10s. And sure enough, 3 months later, he released his first ever documentary. On February 19th, 2016, he uploaded a video named Simulated Reality, which discusses just that. Instead of discussing 10 different facts regarding the topic, he went incredibly in depth, looking at all sides and possibilities. This was only the first of many different documentaries to come. As of now, he has a total of 9 different documentaries, giving light to different mysteries, debunking others, or simply discussing the topic. For an independent content creator, these have to be some of the best researched and well-produced videos I've seen on YouTube in general. They're good enough to the point to where even if I'm not interested in the topic, I'd still be inclined to watch the video. By far, LEMMiNO has been his most successful channel, with it having upwards of 2.4 million subscribers. Let's jump back in time a bit, because about a year after he originally created Top 10 Memes, or what we now know as LEMMiNO, he created a different channel by the name LEMMiNO TV. This was actually the second time he used the name LEMMiNO, the first of which was on his music channel, and then later for a third time on his main channel. The channel started by making speed art videos. In these videos, he created the images he used in his creepypasta reading series on Top 10 Memes, but as the series ended, so did the speed art videos. Considering that he was into animation at the time, it's not surprising that he actually made a few animated videos, much the same as channels like Domix or The Odd Ones Out. These animations actually did pretty well for the time, mostly getting upwards of 500,000 views per video. While no official reason was stated why he stopped making them, I would assume that it's due to prioritizing his top 10 facts videos on his main channel. If they took up a huge amount of time to make, it might not have been worth the effort. Currently, the channel has 11 videos on it, but there was once a time when he was actually uploading vlogs to the channel, which have now been deleted. Though I couldn't directly find any re-uploads, I did find out that they were about what you would expect. Many of them being storytime videos or just talking about random topics that he feels like discussing. Even though he hasn't uploaded in 3 years, the channel sits at 67,000 subscribers, and did pretty good for the time it was active. Of all the channels that I have discussed so far, LEMMiNO is undoubtedly the one with the most history online. As far as my research went, I counted a total of 7 different channels he's owned. I mean, obviously it's nothing new for someone to have a lot of history, but what's interesting about LEMMiNO is that nearly every one of his projects was met with success, getting millions of views on old random videos of his. For me personally, I'm glad he discontinued many of his older projects. If he didn't, we probably wouldn't have the incredible content from him that we do now. LEMMiNO is one of the few content creators who really knows how to make an interesting top 10 video. Channels like Watch Mojo or Screen Rant are nothing compared to LEMMiNO. And with things like his documentary series, I could really see him going far. I guess the lesson that you and people like me should take away when coming from his channel is that when you put effort into your content, and when you keep going no matter what, you'll get noticed one day. Good work will eventually get recognized. You just need to give it some time and just keep uploading. LEMMiNO has been on YouTube for, as of right now, almost 10 years. It wasn't until the last few years that he finally found something that he truly likes doing. So if a random Swedish man with an abnormally high interest in space can find success in doing what he loves, I'm sure you can too.